Good afternoon, everyone. This is your favorite sports show with me, Emmanuel Onyango, the passionate Arsenal fan. All smiles on the show right now. Follow us at Romy TV Africa on all social media pages. And today I'm hosting a very well-known guest here on the show. Please introduce yourself, sir.
It's your favorite Arsenal fan and Mikel Arteta's
son himself. I told you, niliambia mtu tutapiga Liverpool Sunday, lakini hawakuniamini.
Hatukuwapiga,
tuliwararua,
tulinyorosha.
Yeah. Unaona venye leo tuko hapa, all smiles, top of the table bado. And so today we are going to start from the EPL, the matches that were played over the weekend. And the first main game we are going to talk about is Arsenal against Liverpool, where we saw that Liverpool were thrashed by Arsenal 3-2. And what was your take on that game, sir?
I will say Arsenal started really well. Yeah, as you expected, Arsenal are a good team this season. They have a really good squad and a very good manager who is taking things to the top.
Yeah.
Yes, we must not underestimate Liverpool. They also showed a really good game. Scoring 2 goals at the Emirates is not easy. Most people have not been able to do that.
True.
Yeah.
So this season we can say that Arsenal can be title contenders.
Yeah. They are the only team which can surprise Man City
this season. Is most likely to be Arsenal.
Yes.
And our next game actually is Manchester City against Southampton, whereby we saw that Erling Haaland struggled so much to score in that game, but he ended up scoring. And the game ended in favor of Manchester City, whereby they thrashed Southampton 4-0.
Yeah.
What do you see about that game?
In every match that Haaland plays, you always expect him to score. Even if there are not many goals, but you expect him to at least score, which he always does. And he did score his 20th goal at Man City with only a couple of weeks with the club, which is something fantastic.
Yeah.
Yes, and they have a very good run. They have Liverpool on Sunday. Yeah, it's a very good match. We're
anticipating to watch.
I really anticipate to know how it comes out. Yeah.
I know most Arsenal fans are expecting either a draw or a lose for Manchester City, so that they can increase their gap on top of the table. The next game was Newcastle at home against Brentford, whereby they overcame Brentford by 5-1. Bournemouth overcame Leicester 2-1. Do you think Leicester are going to come back this season, or are they going to be relegated?
I think Leicester are a good team. I think the only thing that is lacking is the managerial concept. I think if they change the manager, as most bottom half teams have been doing, reshuffling the managers, I think it brings another perspective to the game.
Do you think the issue is the manager, or is the background management of the Leicester family or Leicester club?
Well, it all starts with the manager. If the manager does not hold the team together, then everything is lost. So I think it's the manager. So
we also saw that the Blues were victors over the Wolves by 3-0.
Blues are another good team. You see, example of the Blues, they changed the manager, and the new manager is doing some good job. Even in the UEFA, is doing a very terrific job.
So we expect much from the Chelsea. Brighton vs Tottenham. Tottenham became 1-0 victors. They also struggled in that game.
Brighton is a very good side.
They give problems.
We saw how they handled Liverpool at Anfield. A 3-3 draw, that is not something which is easy at Anfield. So Brighton are a really good team. And I even expected them to win against Tottenham, but it is what
unfortunate. West Ham versus Fulham. West Ham were 3-1 victors. Crystal Palace versus Leeds. Crystal Palace were 2-1 victors. Everton against Manchester United. Cristiano Ronaldo scored his 700th goal for club and country.
The GOAT himself.
The GOAT himself.
I really respect that man. I really respect Ronaldo. he's a really great man, and the games which he does not start for Manchester United, they really struggle to score. Although they have they have the Kina Rashford, Kina Martial, but Ronaldo is a new engine there in front.
Yeah. So. But they say that if Ronaldo plays, most of the players don't perform. For example, Bruno does not perform on the field because all eyes are on Cristiano Ronaldo. Is that true or just hatred?
I think it's just hatred for the old goat. You can't perform in the field alone. You need help. Even Ronaldo himself need help from Kina Bruno, his fellow teammates. So I think he does not. He only raises the quality of the club when he plays.
And also we saw that Nottingham Forest and Aston Villa ended up doing 1-1. And this is how the table stands. The mighty Arsenal are on top of the table with 24 points with a goal difference of 13. And Manchester City follow them closely with 23 points and with 24 goal difference. Tottenham coming third with 20 points. Chelsea coming fourth with 16 points, and Manchester United close the top 5 with 15 points. Now let's jump into the La Liga, where we say that there's Lewandowski and we have Haaland in English Premier League. And in La Liga we saw that we are going to talk to few league games whereby Barcelona overcame Celta Vigo with a 1-0 goal.
Yeah, Barcelona are doing really well. They had really fantastic signings. Lewandowski, the top scorer, is really good. He's really doing a fantastic job.
Yeah, he's leading with 9 goals in the La Liga right now.
Yeah. They have very, very young, exciting players. Pedri, Gavi, they're really doing well. Xavi is doing a very good job.
But I can see they are still struggling to score, because when the season started, they were scoring so many goals, and they concede very less. We can see that they have conceded only 1 goal since the season started, and we can see that they are going to be a superior team, because when they are coming this weekend, they are going to face Real Madrid. It's like Clasico, and I don't think they are going to let that game go away. The next game was against Real Madrid versus Celta Vigo, versus Getafe. So, and we saw Real Madrid coming out 1-0 victors. Is this another team to watch out for in the La Liga as usual, or? Of
course, Real is a team you always have to watch. Every season, every day. Real is a very unpredictable team. No one predicted they could carry the UEFA last season, but they did. So Real is a very great team with a great history. And they are going to disturb Barcelona. And we see that for the table, Barcelona and Real Madrid share points. They are both in 22 points, but it's only the goal difference, whereby Barcelona have a goal difference of 19, while Real Madrid have a goal difference of 12, followed by Athletic Club with 17 points. And Atletico Madrid with 16 points. Real Betis close the top 5 with 16 points. And let's jump into the big games of the UEFA Champions League. Last night we saw that for the first time since the season started, Manchester City did not score a single goal. And this came to shocking when we saw that we all expected Erling Haaland to start the game, but all of a sudden he was on the bench. And games like Chelsea against Inter Milan. What do you think about Chelsea and this season in the Champions League? Well, Chelsea in the Champions League, they are really showing good spirit. They are winning games. They have won against Milan home and away, both keeping a clean sheet in both. I think that's a really good.
An aggregate of 5 goals to nil.
Yeah, and I think the addition of Aubameyang at the attack is really doing them really great. Yeah, although AC Milan considered a red card, but I don't think that is a.
Do you think that was a red card?
Well, I did not think so. But there was a really good case, good case projected by the midfielder, and the defender Tomori ended up getting a straight red, which
a former Chelsea player.
Yeah, a former Chelsea player, which makes me believe that the referee had very good intentions to give the penalty. He was near the ball, so he saw what exactly happened. So yeah, and I think even if they did not, even if the penalty would not have been given, Chelsea would have come out the stronger side, because Chelsea are so much on inform this season, and they are going to go far.
Now, we come to this big team whereby I think we are going to consider it as no longer a big team, because when you play with a small team that is not well known and you end up being beaten, we are talking about Juventus, which played against Maccabi Haifa, whereby they ended up losing 2-0. Do you think Juventus have any chance in qualifying in this Champions League, or are they already going to Europa, or maybe they can be disqualified?
Well, Juventus, even if you see at the Serie A, they are struggling. Yeah, they are struggling, and it will be really good for them to proceed to the round of 16 of UEFA. And if that's not the case, well, Arsenal fans will have a lot to talk about, because I remember during January, their lead striker Vlahovic refused a deal with Arsenal to go and play with Juventus.
Not only Vlahovic, but also Locatelli.
Yeah, and also Locatelli. They both refused Arsenal deal to play in the UEFA Champions League, but it will be really good to see them playing with the UEFA with us. It will be a really great source of satisfaction.
And I also remember that the current manager of Juventus was once linked with an Arsenal mover, and he also refused to come to Arsenal. And we thank God that he never came to Arsenal. We could have been suffering like Juventus right now.
Very much.
Because when you see Juventus games nowadays, it's not like before when he was at Juventus. Because when they brought him back to Juventus, they expected him to perform like when the time that he won the Serie A with the Juventus. But now they are playing shambolic games. They are not scoring anymore. They can even be beaten like with small clubs like Fiorentina. Now you can see that Maccabi Haifa also can win against them. And another game was Shakhtar Donetsk against Real Madrid.
Well, that game, they drew,
1-1.
They drew 1-1, and Real had to equalize at the very last minute to salvage a point. And as I told you, Real are really unpredictable. You can think that
they are going to lose the game, but
you can think that they are not in form, but it will come a time where they will pick up pace and they will start scoring and they will start winning. And I don't think Real Madrid will get relegated to Europa. They have to go to the round of 16.
As always.
So I don't think that is much of a setback to Real. They will come back stronger the next game.
Another game was Paris Saint-Germain, PSG, against Benfica. They also drew that game 1-1, and both of them are on top of the table in their groups.
PSG is another team to look at this season. They're doing really well, and that game Benfica really showed a great character, because they started by conceding a penalty which Mbappe took it really calmly, and Benfica managed to score the equalizing goal, which was a really form of character from them. And Benfica also they really not qualify to the round of 16. So Benfica is a really great team, and PSG is also a great team, and I think they will perform the next game.
Now, staying with the PSG, we are going to talk about this guy himself, Kylian Mbappe, whereby the reports come out that he's not happy anymore at PSG and he wants a move in January. And he has been linked back to Real Madrid, where he was linked before he signed his contract, 4-year contract, and also has been linked to Arsenal again. Do you think also Manchester United? So he has been linked to Real Madrid, Manchester United, and Arsenal. So what do you think if he was to move out of PSG in January? Where do you think it will be the destination for this Kylian Mbappe?
First of all, you never really well know these players. Mbappe signed renewed his contract a few months ago, and he was paid really big money, and his wages went up more than double, and
he's the most paid, in fact.
And to find a team which can keep up with pace with the wage, it can be really hard. But I don't think But some teams like Real Madrid can accommodate that wage. But I don't really want him to come to Arsenal.
I know, actually Arsenal fans.
Yeah, we have our own Mbappe, so
Gabriel Martinelli.
Yeah, maybe Manchester United like wasting money, and we never see any result. Maybe he can go there or go to Real.
Yeah.
But I think it will be really hard for PSG to let him go,
yeah,
because of his contract and the big money they've paid him.
And staying in the UEFA Champions League, we also had a game, Borussia Dortmund against Sevilla, whereby Sevilla and Dortmund ended up drawing 1-1. It's the same group again, with Manchester City and Copenhagen. Both games ended up in a draw, and now we can see that it's Man City, then Borussia Dortmund. Do you think Sevilla are going to qualify in this group, or is it going to be hard for them?
Even in La Liga, Sevilla have been really struggling. Yeah. So I think in that group, my top favorite contenders are just Man City and Dortmund. I think they will do what they really can to qualify. Yeah. So I don't think Sevilla will have a chance. Maybe they'll have a chance in the Europa. Yeah, but I don't think they have
and they're very good in Europa, by the way.
Yeah, they have a really great record in Europa. Yeah. So they can be a really good challenge in Europa too.
And their manager, Lopetegui, was linked up to a move to Wolves, and we can see that reports this morning say he does not favor going to Wolves. He wants to remain in Sevilla. Do you think that was the good move for him, or he was good enough to think about it?
Well, everybody has his reasons, of course, but Wolves are struggling. Of course, that is not a secret. But I think the reason he chose to stay to Sevilla is because it's never easy for a manager to make it in the Premier League. It's really hard, especially right now. The teams are so competitive. The teams are elite. They have very good players. So I think he decided to stay in La Liga because he has a really great relationship with Sevilla. Yeah, and coming to Premier League will be a risk to his career. Although unless he is sure he can really pull it off with Wolves, yeah, then I don't think a reason for him not to come.
He's a good manager.
Yeah, he's a good manager. Yeah. I remember he was a manager of Spain also. So yeah, he's a very good manager.
But he was unable to manage. Was it Real Madrid?
Yeah, it was Real Madrid. Yeah, he was unable to manage that and he was sacked. Yeah, that is when he went to Sevilla. Yeah.
Staying with the Champions League, so tonight we have more Champions League games, and the main Champions League game we are going to talk about is Barcelona against Inter Milan. Last time out, when Barcelona went to Inter Milan, they lost the game. Was it a 0-0? And it was said that the VAR played dirty for them because they expected to have some penalties on the game, and even a red card. Inter Milan players supposed to get a red card. What do you think when going to this game? Are Inter Milan going to outscore this Barcelona team, or is the Barcelona team just going to dominate the game and not scoring?
Well, in the last fixture, Inter Milan really showed a great game. I think scoring and holding that 1-0 lead to a team like Barcelona, that requires a lot of courage, and I think they have the reason to pull it off. Yeah, but I don't think Barcelona will let this one go off easily. They will be looking for revenge. They will be looking to get back to the top of the table. Yeah, they really want to perform this season with all the signings they've made. And I think Barcelona are going to pull this one off. So
this is a game to watch out on, huh?
Yeah, this is a game to watch out, exactly.
What about Napoli against Ajax?
Napoli is a good team. Yeah, this season they've really surprised us, especially in Europa, by beating really mercilessly Liverpool and Ajax.
The first game.
Yeah, and I don't think there's a reason for them not to win this fixture. Yeah, so all the odds are on them. Yeah.
So this game, who do you think are going to come out winners? Is it the Napoli or the Ajax?
I'm giving my money to Ajax, to Napoli. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Napoli, they are at home at the first place, and they have a really great record at home. So I think they are going to win this game.
So the next game is about Rangers against Liverpool. Liverpool are traveling to Ibrox Stadium, whereby they are going to take on Rangers after a 3-2 defeat to Arsenal. We are not going to stop talking about the loss to Liverpool, by the way. Just pay attention to that. And going to this game, they need a win. They seriously need a win so that they can also secure a spot to the Champions League round of 16. So what is your take on this game?
This game is really tricky. After the Arsenal game, Liverpool recorded a number of injuries, and Klopp will be really wise. He has to be really wise to use his squad well, because they have a really big game on Sunday against Man City. So one thing with the Klopp's team is that they are really experienced. They have character, and it won't be a surprise if they win this game.
Yeah.
But I also think Rangers will pull off a really good game to exploit Liverpool.
And another struggling team in the Champions League is the Tottenham against Frankfurt, Eintracht Frankfurt. What do you think? Will Tottenham in the Tottenham Stadium tonight, are they going to win this game? Because last time out, they ended up coming out with a draw.
Well, Tottenham are third in the league. Yeah, Tottenham are third in the league, and
they are struggling to score.
Yeah, they are struggling to score, but I think Tottenham only really need just one goal or two goals for them to secure the lead. But they are at home this time, so they will have the fans behind them. And Kane is in really good form. Yeah, he has 8 goals in 9 matches in the Premier League. Yeah, so that's a thing to be proud of. And I think Tottenham will also try to win this game with everything they've got, and Conte will be looking to prove himself.
Yeah. So, guys, those are our prediction for the day and for tonight's matches. We are going to watch out. Let's meet here next Friday, same time, same place at Romy TV Africa. Follow us at Romy TV Africa on YouTube and all other social media pages. And before we close, do you have anything to tell these people?
Football is a really great game. Yeah, it's a it's a game with millions of followers, and and it's the start of the season is one of the most exciting parts of football. Yeah, because you never know what's going to happen. And keep watching Romy TV. Yeah, keep watching our updates, our shows, and we'll see you next Wednesday.
So guys, that was our show for today, and I was your host, Emmanuel Onyango. Let's meet here on Friday, same time, same place. Peace.